Hey, Sewell friends. It is Tuesday, April 21st in the year 2020, and it's going to be a good day. It is cloudy and rainy, so it's looking kind of blah out there. But I did notice that next week, the forecast looks really good. Lots of sunshine, highs getting up into the 50s. So hang in there, get through this week, hunker down in your house and, do some indoor things and get some work done. Remember that you're in week 4 of remote learning. You've only got 3.5 weeks left after this one. So really get committed and take care of that schoolwork, okay? High of 46 today, low of 35, definitely spring feeling. Let's talk about our foreign language today. We are using a language called Norwegian, and it is the language of the country of Norway. So basically we're kind of moving up along the European peninsula as far as countries go. So Norwegian, really kind of is its own language, but it's interesting how several of the languages overlap and there's so many similarities. Like so many different countries have a word that is so similar to our word hello. So if you look at Norwegian, they spell it almost exactly the same. They use an A instead of an E, and then the pronunciation becomes for them hallo. So you would recognize it, obviously, if somebody said that to you if you were in Norway. Just a little bit of a different sound, hallo instead of hello, all right? But it means the same thing. And then if you look at the flag, this should look really familiar because it's pretty much the Danish flag that we looked at yesterday, except the only thing they added was the blue cross on top of the white cross. And that is because of a little bit of joint history between Norway and Denmark. Okay, so very connected, clearly, in the use of that flag. Okay, and so talk about our observances today. There weren't a whole lot of things going on today, but one of the observances is National Tea Day. And a lot of times when people talk about tea, when they're talking about international tea, they're talking about hot tea, not iced tea. And I think National Tea Day probably maybe goes along with the birthday today. And it is Queen Elizabeth II, the Queen of England and the United Kingdom. It is her 94th birthday today. And I'm wondering if they didn't connect that with National Tea Day because the British people drink a lot of hot tea. So that could go together. And another thing I didn't put up there for a holiday today is a holiday that's really specific to Texas, which is where I'm from, obviously. It's San Jacinto Day. And it's when the Republic of Texas was fighting for its independence from Mexico, and they won a big battle, the Battle of San Jacinto, on this day way back in time. And so Texans celebrated it as San Jacinto Day. So let's talk about our cool word because it is connected to the Queen's birthday. She is a queen, and obviously if it's a male who's sitting there, it's a king. And then sometimes in the old Asian dynasties, they would actually have an emperor. That's the term they would use for this kind of all-powerful ruler. Somebody who had just all the power, and a lot of times they came to that power either through a battle or a war or through family. They were the son of the previous king or the previous emperor. So somebody who is a sovereign head of state like that, like a king or a queen or an emperor, is often called a monarch. A monarch. So a president would not be referred to as a monarch because they're elected, okay? It has to be somebody like a king or a queen or an emperor who either comes to that power position through war or through a family line. All right, so a monarch. So I want you to see if you can think of anybody else in history or maybe currently in the world today or somebody you've even read about that might be another example of a monarch. And use that in your word for the day sentence, okay? And then let's move on and talk about our brain teaser for Tuesday, our tribons. Remember, this is 3 words that have something in common. They are all going to be types of what? You tell me. So our 3 words are greeting, credit, and library. All types of something. And I want you to put that answer in the comment box for your brain teaser answer. So that and your word of the day sentence get you dojo points. Online programs, if you're able to work in those today, get you dojo points. And then back to our Norwegian for today. To say goodbye, a lot of similarities in the foreign languages on how to say goodbye. Like, remember in Spanish, you say adios, okay, to say goodbye. Well, in Norwegian, it's adjø. So you can hear how similar some of these languages are to each other. So I will tell you adjø for today. I hope that you guys have a great Tuesday. Remember, you're well on your way to finishing out the school year. Just do it strong. If you have problems or concerns, definitely communicate with your teachers or even me. I'm happy to help however I can. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.